You know, I said it before, I'm going to say it again, and I will continue to say it so long as absolute filth like DC League of Super Pets continues to disgustingly desecrate my favorite medium. Film is dead. Film has been dead for the last decade. Film's deader than a goddamn doornail. Movies are no longer entertaining. Movies are no longer fun. Movies are no longer creative. Movies are no longer worth watching. And you don't need to look very far to see this. DC League of Super Pets? The fuck kind of canine cum-guzzling kryptonite bullshit is this, bro? Like, who wrote this shit? Who decided it was a good idea to take all these acclaimed heroes like Superman, Batman, Catwoman, all the DC roster, line them up, look down the roster line, and turn them into fucking dogs? I mean, my God. My God, I can't be the only one feeling like I'm off their meds, taking their fucking crazy pills, right? You people are actually excited for this piece of dilapidated trash, this refuse? Like, come on, bro. DC fails at every single thing it does, all right? DC hasn't been good in 20 years. And if you think costuming up old, tired-ass, broken because they're carrying the weight of the franchise on their back heroes as animals is going to somehow move the needle at all in the direction of course correction, you are severely mistaken. Not only are you severely mistaken, you've severely misjudged public interest. There will be an assortment of parents with their children in the theater opening night. The parents will either be heavily sedated on pills, half fucking drunk, or they will be sneaking out to the bathroom to get high during the 2-hour runtime of this shit show, because no one could possibly bear the brunt of this buffoonery sober. I feel bad for anybody who goes and plops money down via cash, check, or credit card to support this weak-ass, low-effort cash-in attempt. You know, it's clear DC's on the fucking ship that is sinking. The alarm bells are ringing. There are flashing red lights everywhere. They're in the red. Every single one of their last 5 or 6 movies has performed atrociously. The Batman was a critical and commercial failure on every front. Pattinson has publicly said he will not return to the role, and I can't say I blame him. I wouldn't want to be associated with that garbage-ass movie either. Henry Cavill has basically handed in his notice, his resignation as Superman. I wouldn't want anything to do with the DCEU either after how they fucking treated him. All right, Man of Steel was the single worst superhero film I have ever seen. I would have rather had Superman 4 with Christopher Reeves flying around in this fucking wheelchair. Honest to God, just telling it the way it is, than that grim, dark, emo-ass, gloomy Superman. That ain't fucking Superman. But you know what also isn't Superman? A fucking dog, a canine, a pooch. Well, proverbially, they did screw the pooch on this one. That's right, they butt-fucked him right into oblivion, just like they've cast aside the DCEU. They've cast aside all their major heavy hitters. At this point, they are running on fumes. Really? DC League of Super Pets? This is some shit you'd flip on and see on a Saturday morning cartoon. And then you would laugh your fucking ass off. You'd flip the channel and wonder how that trash got greenlit. Kind of like you're doing right now. Kind of like you're wondering what the fuck the studio execs, the fucking people behind the camera, the director, the writer, the producers, and the people who are voicing these characters were thinking. They weren't thinking with their head. They weren't thinking with their heart. No, they were thinking with the only thing that pulsates through a celebrity's heartbeat. That is greed. Yep, they saw dollar signs in their eyes because they knew there are just enough washed up, living in their mama's basement, 35-year-old fucking failures left in the world who will go out and pump money into anything DC related in an attempt to paddleboard the fucking chest of this dying franchise. And you know what? They're right. So we have this star-studded, ultra fucking ensemble cast consisting of Mr. Action Hero himself, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, probably pissed off that he's not on camera in this role so he can show off how he's been popping steroids like candy with fucking arms bigger than tree trunks, because God knows being successful, God knows having a shitload of money, and God knows having your face plastered all over every single action movie the last 5 years isn't enough. This motherfucker needs to be able to jerk off to himself in the mirror with muscles that size. What a fucking joke. And then you've got the internet's love child, Keanu Reeves, the man who can get out-acted by a piece of celery, the man whose emotional range exists somewhere between apathetic and indifferent, the man who gave up actually trying to act in the films he's paid to act in because people jerk him off so much online they'll line up to see him first day and date. Kevin Hart, I mean, you gotta have some comedy, right? And God knows this man doesn't ruin everything he touches, so let's throw in the world's favorite black midget for comedic effect. And this one really gets me. John fucking Krasinski. Yes. Homeboy Jim from The Office. Not content enough that he completely ruined horror as a genre. It will take horror films 20 years to go back, course correct, and fix what that putrid piece of shit did with A Quiet Place Part 1 and A Quiet Place Part 2. No, he's not content with his stint in comedy being the worst running gag on The Office. No, now he's got to ruin DC 2 after playing Mr. Fantastic in the MCU. You know how fast Scarlet Witch popped that motherfucker in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? I hope we get to see Krasinski's character get decimated even quicker in DC's League of Super Pets. That's about the only thing I can think of that would be super in this otherwise unremarkable film that is going to fail on every single front. The only reason The Rock is in this is because he's got Black Adam coming out. It's a DC property and he wants that to do well. The only reason Keanu Reeves is doing this is because he's between acting gigs, waiting for the Wachowskis to figure out what gender they want to be next before they shit out another Matrix sequel. This film's a catastrophic failure. The plot falls apart at the seams. The fact that pets can be super is very unrealistic. So is the thought of somebody flying around in the fucking sky. But you know what? DC isn't content to just exist in the realm of stupidity, the niche of stupidity they've carved out for themselves among these brain-dead comic book fans. No, now they have to show. They have to flaunt. They have to rub in our faces just how fucking talentless and how unoriginal they really are with garbage like this. And there are going to be DC apologists, there are going to be DC fanboys, all 12 of them, hoarding around my comments section, stroking their fucking neckbeard, stroking their fucking 2-inch dick to fucking DC porn, furiously writing me an angry message about how this film is sure to succeed, how it is in fact original, and how it's going to bring something new to the DC continuity. Well, I'll tell you what, you are correct in one thing. It is going to bring something new. It's going to bring a barrage of fucking furries into the DC fandom who now feel it's socially acceptable to fucking wear fursuit of Batman, to wear fursuit of Superman, to wear fursuit of all these failed fucking superheroes. So enjoy, DC fans. Enjoy your lackluster movie with a bunch of overpaid actors who can't actually act, and enjoy the influx of people who like to jack off to animal asshole, you sick putrid piles of disgusting fucking puking shit on the heel of my shoe. Get out! On July 29th, we'll be instead seeing a real film, a film that is going to revolutionize the landscape, a film that I could not be more excited for. Jordan Peele's Nope.